Welcome back to Single Mentality. As I mentioned earlier, Sara has not been in studio for a little while now, which makes us feel very bad. But she's back now, and she's watched and probably, I don't know, maybe wanted to jump through her computer screen at some of the things we've discussed without her on the show in the last 2 or 3 weeks or so. So we're going to give her an opportunity to weigh in on a couple of these things.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well, been waiting myself. I kind of want to know.
Waiting with bated breath.
Okay. One of the things there was an article that was, I think it was glamourandmatch.com.
Oh, wait. I thought we didn't believe those sources.
Exactly.
Still. Now you're using them.
That they rated basically cities in the United States as to the highest first date expectations when it came to sex. Mm-hmm. And Boston was ranked number one. Woo!
Shocking.
We're number one.
Oh.
And 12.5% of men expect to take a woman home on the first date. And we had also a little discussion about that on last week's show with MC and Abby about sex on the first date. Mm-hmm. You have thoughts.
I have thoughts.
All right. Let's get into it.
Well, first of all, I'm not at all surprised by those statistics that Boston's got the highest percentage of men expecting sex on the first date. I don't really understand it. I don't know what is causing that, but as a single woman dating in the city, I am constantly shocked by...
Really?
By that.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I'm Southern and I'm not used to that. But, I think that people should absolutely do whatever they want as long as you have enthusiastic consent from... both sides.
Does it have to be enthusiastic? Can it be reluctant?
I am all about enthusiastic consent.
All right.
Think about how different the world would be if every time you're going to sleep with someone, you both had to verbally be enthusiastic about it and have that contract. This is something I really am passionate about. I wish that was more prevalent. Anyway.
Interesting theory.
So I know that MC, I believe, was, all about, the first date sex, if the chemistry's right, and, he thinks that that's fine, and I think it's fine too. I think people should do what they want. Mm-hmm. However, I think the reason that I'm not really into that, it's because I think that there's a difference between sex and what is sexy. And to me, the sexiness comes from being apart. So when you just meet someone and you sleep together on the first day, you're here, right?
Right.
It's my little demo. But if you wait and you're dating and you have to do the little sexy text and you're thinking about the person because they're not there, the distance is where the sexiness lies.
It builds up the whole, right.
So why wouldn't you want to wait and have sexy sex as opposed to just sex? I only want sexy sex. Maybe I'm crazy, but what do you think? Kyle's laughing. You don't want sexy sex,
I just love you
Kyle?
Talking about this stuff.
The sexy sex?
Yeah.
Sexiness is about the space in between.
That's kind of an interesting theory, and I don't disagree with that, actually.
And so that's why I really think the longer you can hold off and build that sexiness, the sexier sex you will have. The end.
We need to cut that and put that out. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Well, I'm trying to think of what MC was saying. He was saying... Go ahead, Kyle. What?
The best part, Sarah, and I don't know if you realize this, was when they brought up the article, it was Brendan and Phil, they both started to try to find excuses for why men are thinking like this in Boston. Like, oh, no, it's probably because we're so used to it, because we're so good at our game, and maybe we're bad now. Or there's too many colleges, that's why we're the worst, we're the most scumbag. They started coming up with every excuse they could in the books for why they expect sex on the first date.
I can't believe that guys in Boston are just big scumbags that they...
I don't think you're a scumbag. I just think that that's a little presumptuous to be like, well, I bought you dinner, so I'm coming in, right? And I get that all the time.
What's wrong with that? How expensive was the dinner? I mean, I think
that is not the cost. If that's my going rate, that is way too low. Just saying.
But it's, appetizers, that's not cheap. Do you think it has to do with I think guys in Boston are cocky in general.
They are.
I don't know where it comes from, maybe it's the sports, but I think there is a cockiness. I don't know, I didn't really know that it translated directly to that, but I think there is a cockiness.
Women are obviously sleeping with them on the first date. I think that
maybe that's where the expectations come from, sort of.
Absolutely. Okay. I mean, this isn't just, a man issue. I don't think that if they were constantly told no, they would keep trying. Well, maybe they would, but I think people do things in order to get what they want. So if it's working for them, then they're going to keep doing it.
Right. Well, I liked your theory and your
On sexy
suggestion.
sex?
Yes, exactly. I'm going to rewatch that a few times later on. Okay,